Hello, and welcome to Cats for Sleep. Tonight, we begin by looking at what companionship means to cats. When humans think about companionship, the idea is often shaped by interaction. Conversation, eye contact, shared activity, and frequent reassurance tend to define how people recognize closeness. For cats, companionship takes a quieter form. It develops less through constant engagement and more through shared presence, familiarity, and time spent existing in the same environment. For a cat, companionship begins with recognition. A familiar person becomes part of the landscape of daily life, much like a favorite chair, a warm window, or a quiet corner of the room. This recognition is not dramatic or sudden. It grows through repeated exposure to the same movements, the same routines, and the same calm patterns. Over time, the presence of a familiar human becomes predictable, and predictability is where comfort begins. If you're comfortable, you're gently invited to subscribe, so you can return to these quiet explorations anytime you need rest. And if you'd like, you're also welcome to leave a comment sharing where you're listening from tonight. Many listeners enjoy seeing how far these calm moments travel, and your note can help other cat lovers find their way here too. Cats often express companionship by choosing proximity rather than interaction. Sitting in the same room, resting nearby, or quietly observing from a short distance are common ways cats remain connected. Physical closeness can be part of this bond, yet it is not required. Many cats feel most at ease simply knowing where their person is, without needing to be touched or addressed. Companionship, for them, is less about doing something together and more about being together. This form of companionship aligns closely with a cat's natural instincts. Cats evolved as attentive observers, carefully monitoring their surroundings for changes in sound, movement, and scent. Staying near a trusted human allows a cat to remain informed about the environment while conserving energy. In this way, companionship serves both emotional comfort and practical awareness. Another key element of feline companionship is choice. Cats tend to form bonds gradually, selecting the people they feel safest around based on consistent behavior. Calm voices, steady movements, and reliable routines all contribute to this process. When a cat chooses to remain near someone, return to the same resting place beside them, or follow them quietly from room to room, that choice reflects a developing bond. Unlike many social animals, cats do not rely on constant reinforcement to maintain connection. Once familiarity is established, companionship becomes a background state rather than an active exchange. A cat may sleep through much of the day while remaining aware of the household rhythm, adjusting positions slightly as people move, or opening one eye when a familiar sound passes by. This quiet awareness is a form of shared existence. Over time, companionship also becomes embedded in memory. Cats remember the patterns of daily life, including when meals usually happen, when the house grows quieter, and when people tend to settle in for the evening. A familiar human becomes associated with these cycles. The presence of that person signals continuity, stability, and the absence of sudden change. For many cats, companionship deepens through routine rather than novelty. Repeating the same gentle behaviors day after day creates a sense of safety. Sitting in the same chair, walking the same path through the house, or speaking in the same tone allows a cat's mind to relax into expectation. the world feels understandable when patterns hold. In this way, companionship is less about attention and more about trust. A cat trusts that a familiar human will move in predictable ways, respect personal space, and maintain a stable environment. That trust allows the cat to rest more deeply, explore more confidently, and remain nearby without vigilance. As we continue through this exploration, we'll look more closely at how this quiet form of companionship shows up in daily life. For now, it's enough to notice that for cats, companionship is gentle, understated, and rooted in shared time. It unfolds slowly, settles quietly, and becomes part of the background rhythm of home. Living alongside a cat is a form of companionship built through shared space rather than constant interaction. In many homes, cats choose to place themselves near people without directly engaging with them. A cat may settle on the edge of a room, curl up on a nearby chair, or rest on the floor within view. This positioning allows the cat to remain connected while maintaining a sense of calm independence. The relationship unfolds through proximity, not interruption. This pattern reflects how cats experience comfort. For a cat, feeling at ease does not require continuous attention. Comfort emerges when the environment remains predictable and undemanding. Sharing a room with a familiar human provides reassurance without introducing stimulation that could disrupt rest. The human presence becomes part of the background, steady and known. Cats often align their resting spots with the emotional tone of a space. When a room grows quiet, they tend to settle in. When activity increases, they may shift slightly, choosing a vantage point that offers visibility without involvement. This adjustment happens subtly. It allows the cat to remain informed while preserving energy and composure. Parallel activity plays a central role in this style of companionship. A human reading, working, or relaxing provides a rhythm that a cat can quietly synchronize with. The cat does not need to participate in the task. Simply being present alongside it is enough. Over time, these parallel moments accumulate, forming a shared routine that feels natural and unforced. Freedom of movement is essential here. Cats benefit from knowing they can change position whenever they choose. This ability supports emotional balance. A cat that can approach, pause, or move away without consequence remains relaxed. The absence of pressure strengthens trust, allowing the cat to return repeatedly to the same shared spaces. Distance within companionship is often misunderstood. Physical separation does not indicate disinterest. In many cases, it reflects comfort. A cat that rests a few feet away is still engaged, still aware, and still connected. The chosen distance simply matches the cat's internal sense of safety at that moment. Shared space also supports observation, which is central to how cats relate to their surroundings. Cats continuously gather information through sight, sound, and scent. Being near a trusted human allows this observation to happen quietly. The cat can rest while remaining attuned to subtle changes, such as footsteps, breathing patterns, or shifts in posture. Over time, certain spots become associated with companionship. A chair near a desk, a corner of the couch, or a patch of floor by a window may serve as consistent resting places. These locations often coincide with where humans spend time. The repetition reinforces familiarity, turning shared space into a dependable anchor. This form of companionship also benefits humans, even when it goes unnoticed. A cat's steady presence introduces a quiet constancy into the room. Movements slow, the atmosphere settles. Without asking for attention, the cat contributes to a calmer environment simply by resting nearby. Cats also learn the rhythms of a household through shared space. They become familiar with daily patterns, noticing when rooms are usually occupied and when they grow still. Choosing to remain nearby during these moments allows the cat to integrate seamlessly into the flow of life within the home. The relationship deepens through repetition rather than novelty. Each shared moment reinforces the sense that this space is safe and predictable. The cat's mind gradually relaxes into expectation, knowing what the environment will offer and how it will unfold. Living alongside a cat is a partnership shaped by mutual awareness. It does not rely on constant interaction or visible displays of affection. Instead, it grows through shared rooms, quiet observation, and the gentle comfort of presence. In this way, companionship becomes something steady and enduring, woven softly into the fabric of everyday life. Cats do not choose their humans quickly, and they rarely choose them all at once. For a cat, selection unfolds through quiet observation rather than immediate attachment. In the early stages of living with people, a cat watches. They notice how individuals move through the space, how often routines change, and how predictable each person feels. This process happens gradually, sometimes over weeks or months, as the cat's mind gathers information and begins to form expectations. Consistency plays a central role in this choice. Cats are highly attuned to patterns. A person who moves in similar ways each day, speaks in a steady tone, and respects personal space becomes easier for a cat to understand. Predictability allows a cat to relax because it reduces the need for constant vigilance. When a human's behavior feels familiar, the cat's body settles more readily into rest. Calmness also matters. Cats tend to gravitate toward people whose presence does not demand attention. Sudden movements, loud voices, or unpredictable gestures can interrupt a cat's sense of balance. In contrast, gentle movements and unhurried behavior create an environment that feels stable. Over time, a cat may begin to sit closer to individuals who consistently bring this calm into shared spaces. Routine interactions contribute quietly to the selection process. Simple, repeated moments, such as feeding at the same time each day, or passing through the same rooms in the same order, help establish familiarity. These interactions do not need to be elaborate. Their value lies in repetition. Each familiar moment reinforces the idea that this person belongs to the rhythm of the home. Cats also pay attention to how their boundaries are treated. A human who allows the cat to approach on their own terms builds trust more effectively than someone who initiates contact frequently. Respecting distance communicates safety. When a cat learns that closeness is optional, the choice to engage becomes meaningful rather than pressured. Observation extends beyond direct interaction. Cats notice how people respond to the environment as a whole. They watch how doors open and close, how voices change throughout the day, and how energy levels shift from morning to evening. These details help the cat understand what to expect. Humans whose patterns remain steady tend to feel more secure to be around. Over time, subtle preferences begin to emerge. A cat may choose to rest closer to one person's chair or follow one individual more often through the home. These behaviors are not declarations of loyalty, but signs of comfort. The cat has learned that this particular presence aligns well with their internal sense of safety. Importantly, cats do not choose based on intensity. Affection that arrives quietly often feels more reliable than affection that arrives frequently. A cat may prefer the person who offers gentle acknowledgement over the one who seeks constant interaction. This preference reflects the cat's desire for balance rather than avoidance. The process of choosing also remains flexible. A cat's preferences can shift slightly as routines change or as the household evolves. Illness, schedule changes, or environmental adjustments can influence where a cat feels most settled. Even so, the underlying bond continues to rest on familiarity and trust rather than novelty. Cats often express their choice through repeated proximity. Sitting nearby, waiting in familiar spots, or appearing during specific moments are ways cats align themselves with chosen humans. These actions are subtle, yet they accumulate into a recognizable pattern. Over time, the presence of a preferred human becomes woven into the cat's daily expectations. From the human perspective, this selection can feel understated. There may be no clear moment when the bond forms. Instead, it reveals itself through routine, through the quiet knowledge that a cat is often nearby, resting comfortably. This gradual development reflects the cat's natural pace. In the end, cats choose their humans by observing how it feels to share space with them. The choice grows out of steadiness, respect, and predictability. It settles gently, without announcement, becoming part of the shared environment in a way that feels natural and enduring. Shared daily routines form one of the quiet foundations of companionship between cats and humans. For a cat, routine is not simply habit, it is structure. Repeated patterns create a sense of order that allows the world to feel understandable. When daily life follows familiar rhythms, a cat's body relaxes more easily, and their mind settles into expectation rather than vigilance. Many of these routines are subtle. A cat may begin to anticipate the sound of footsteps in the morning, the moment a light is switched on, or the way a chair moves when someone sits down. These signals arrive before any direct interaction occurs. Over time, they become markers of continuity, anchoring the cat to the flow of the day. Morning routines often establish the tone. Cats notice when people wake, how quickly the home becomes active, and which rooms fill first. Some cats choose to sit nearby during these moments, while others observe from a distance. Either way, the predictability of morning activity reassures them. The day begins in a known way. Mealtimes are another strong anchor. Cats are attentive to timing, not just food itself. The approach to a familiar hour, the movement toward a feeding area, and the sounds associated with preparation all signal stability. Even when meals are brief, the repetition reinforces trust. The person associated with these routines becomes part of the cat's internal clock. Throughout the day, smaller patterns continue to unfold. A human settling into work, preparing a drink, or moving between rooms creates a rhythm that cats quietly track. Many cats align their rest with these moments, choosing to nap nearby while remaining aware of ongoing activity. This alignment does not require participation. Presence alone is enough. Afternoon routines often bring longer periods of rest. Cats may choose favorite spots during these quieter hours, especially places associated with warmth or familiar scents. When a human remains nearby during this time, the shared stillness reinforces companionship. The home feels settled, and the passage of time becomes gentle rather than abrupt. Evening routines tend to draw cats closer. As activity slows, lights dim, and voices soften, many cats gravitate toward shared spaces. Sitting near a couch, resting at the edge of a room, or quietly following from place to place are common behaviors. These moments reflect a preference for companionship during transition, when the day shifts toward rest. Nighttime patterns deepen this connection further. Cats notice when doors close, when movement slows, and when breathing patterns change. Some cats choose to remain nearby through the night, while others check in periodically before returning to familiar resting places. The repetition of these patterns creates a sense of safety that carries through sleep. What makes routines meaningful is not their complexity, but their consistency. Cats respond to what remains the same. When daily life unfolds in recognizable ways, companionship becomes embedded in time rather than interaction. The human presence is woven into the rhythm of the home, steady and dependable. These shared routines also allow cats to adjust without stress. When changes are gradual and integrated into existing patterns, cats adapt more easily. A shift in schedule, when handled calmly, becomes part of the evolving routine rather than a disruption. Trust grows when change occurs within a familiar structure. For humans, the impact of these routines is often felt quietly. Over time, the presence of a cat during ordinary moments adds a sense of continuity. The day feels anchored by small, repeated interactions that require no effort. The companionship is not something that needs to be maintained. It simply exists. Shared routines turn living together into a form of mutual alignment. Cats and humans move through the day side by side, guided by familiar cues and gentle repetition. In these rhythms, companionship settles naturally, becoming part of the home's steady, unfolding pace. Quiet forms of affection are often the most common way cats express companionship. Unlike overt displays, feline affection tends to arrive in understated gestures that can be easy to overlook. These gestures are not meant to attract attention. They emerge naturally from comfort, familiarity, and trust. For cats, affection does not need to be announced. It simply takes place. One of the clearest examples is a cat choosing to remain nearby after interaction has ended. A cat may accept a brief touch, then move a short distance away and settle within view. This lingering presence signals contentment. The interaction itself is less important than the decision to stay. Affection, in this form, is expressed through continued proximity rather than prolonged contact. Slow blinking is another quiet signal often associated with comfort. When a cat closes their eyes slowly in the presence of a familiar human, it reflects a relaxed state. Vision is one of a cat's primary tools for monitoring the environment. Allowing the eyes to soften, even briefly, indicates that the surroundings feel safe enough to reduce vigilance. This gesture often appears during calm moments when the household is still. Cats may also show affection through gentle following. Rather than walking directly at a person's side, a cat might trail behind or appear in the same rooms throughout the day. This movement is not urgent. It reflects a desire to remain connected without interrupting activity. The cat keeps the human within their awareness while maintaining independence. Physical contact, when it occurs, is often brief and purposeful. A cat might brush past a leg, touch noses for a moment, or place a paw lightly against a hand. These actions do not usually linger. They function as acknowledgements rather than requests. In these moments, affection is exchanged quietly and without expectation. Resting positions can also communicate comfort. A cat may choose to sit with their back turned toward a familiar person, indicating trust. Turning away removes visual monitoring, signaling that the cat feels secure enough to relax. This orientation is not disengagement. It is a sign of ease within shared space. Another subtle expression of affection appears in a cat's choice of resting location. Cats often select spots that allow them to be near without being central. Sitting at the edge of a couch, the corner of a bed, or the threshold of a doorway provides connection while preserving personal space. These positions allow cats to remain aware while feeling settled. Affection may also appear through timing. Cats frequently choose moments of low stimulation to draw closer. During quiet hours, such as early morning or late evening, a cat may approach more readily. These times align with a natural preference for calm environments, where companionship can exist without competing stimuli. Sound plays a role as well. Soft vocalizations, such as gentle trills or low murmurs, may occur in relaxed settings. These sounds are typically brief and situational. They are not demands. Instead, they function as acknowledgements of shared presence, reinforcing connection without escalating interaction. Cats also express affection through repetition. Returning to the same shared spaces day after day creates familiarity. Each repeated choice reinforces the bond. Over time, these patterns become part of the cat's internal map of comfort. The presence of a familiar human becomes associated with stability and ease. It's important to recognize that quiet affection respects boundaries. Cats value the ability to engage and disengage freely. When affection is met without pressure, it tends to appear more often. A cat learns that closeness is safe when it remains optional. This understanding allows the mind to relax into trust. For humans, learning to notice these subtle signals can deepen appreciation for feline companionship. Affection does not always arrive in visible ways. It lives in small decisions, repeated behaviors, and gentle acknowledgements. These moments ask for observation rather than response. Quiet affection blends seamlessly into daily life. It does not interrupt routines or demand attention. Instead, it settles into the background, shaping the atmosphere of the home. Over time, these understated gestures form a steady, reliable bond, one that feels calm, familiar, and enduring. Cats often follow their humans without actively engaging, and this behavior reflects a natural preference for observation rather than participation. Following, for a cat, does not always mean seeking interaction. It is a way of staying informed about the environment while conserving energy. Cats are attentive creatures by nature. Their safety has long depended on awareness, and remaining visually connected to familiar movement helps maintain that awareness without effort. Monitoring without participation allows cats to remain calm. By observing from a short distance, a cat can track changes in the household while avoiding unnecessary stimulation. This position offers balance. The cat remains connected to what is happening without being drawn into activity that might disrupt rest or focus. Curiosity plays a role here as well. Cats are naturally curious, yet that curiosity does not always lead to action. Watching is often enough. A cat may follow a person from room to room, pause at doorways, or settle where movement remains visible. These choices satisfy curiosity while preserving a sense of control. Safety through visibility is another important factor. Seeing a familiar human move through the home reassures the cat that the environment remains stable. Sudden changes are easier to process when observed gradually. Following quietly allows the cat to anticipate sounds, movements, and transitions before they occur. Learning household movement is part of this process. Cats build internal maps of their environments, noting how spaces connect and how activity flows. By observing daily routines, cats learn where people tend to go, how long they stay, and what usually happens next. This information helps the cat predict outcomes and remain relaxed. Staying informed does not require involvement. Cats are efficient learners. They absorb patterns simply by watching. A cat following quietly may appear disengaged, yet their attention remains active. Ears track sound, eyes follow motion, and the body stays poised in a state of calm readiness. This behavior also reflects respect for boundaries. Cats often prefer to remain present without interrupting. They choose positions that allow them to see and hear without drawing focus. This restraint helps maintain harmony within shared spaces, allowing companionship to exist without pressure. Following without engaging can also signal trust. A cat that feels safe does not need to hide. Remaining visible while observing indicates confidence in the environment. The cat trusts that nothing unexpected will occur and that they can remain at ease while nearby. Over time, this pattern becomes part of daily rhythm. Cats learn when following is useful and when settling is more appropriate. They may follow more closely during transitions and remain stationary during quieter periods. These adjustments reflect sensitivity to the flow of the household. For humans, this quiet following can feel subtle. It does not announce itself. A cat may appear at a doorway, pause briefly, then move on. These moments often pass unnoticed, yet they form part of the ongoing connection between cat and human. Understanding this behavior as observation rather than attention-seeking helps normalize it. Cats are not waiting for instruction or interaction. They are gathering information, maintaining awareness, and staying connected in a way that feels natural to them. Following without engaging supports emotional balance. The cat remains informed while preserving calm. This balance allows companionship to exist gently, without demand or disruption. In shared spaces, observation becomes a quiet form of participation, one that blends seamlessly into the rhythm of daily life. Cats are often sensitive to the emotional atmosphere of a space, not through interpretation or intention, but through attention to tone, pace, and movement. Their awareness begins with sound. Cats notice how voices rise and fall, how footsteps move across a floor, and how quickly objects are handled. A calm environment carries a certain rhythm. Movements are slower, sounds are softer, and transitions happen without abruptness. These conditions allow a cat's body to remain relaxed, conserving energy while staying alert in a comfortable way. Tone matters as much as volume. A steady, even voice feels predictable to a cat, regardless of the words being spoken. Changes in tone signal shifts in energy. Excited, hurried, or strained sounds can introduce uncertainty, even when no direct interaction is intended. In contrast, consistent vocal patterns help a cat feel oriented within the space. Pace also plays a role. Cats tend to settle more easily in environments where movement follows a gentle tempo. When people move calmly, sit for longer periods, and avoid sudden changes in direction, the space feels easier to monitor. This steady pace reduces the need for heightened awareness. The cat's mind can remain open and observant without becoming tense. Because of this sensitivity, cats often show a preference for calm environments. They gravitate toward rooms where activity is minimal and predictable. Quiet corners, familiar resting spots, and spaces with stable lighting often become favored locations. These choices are not about isolation. They are about maintaining balance within the environment. During periods of chaos or heightened activity, cats may withdraw. This withdrawal is not avoidance in an emotional sense. It is a practical adjustment. When stimulation increases, stepping away helps the cat regulate their internal state. By choosing distance, the cat reduces sensory input and restores equilibrium. Settling during stillness is the opposite pattern. When the household grows quiet, cats often reappear. They may choose to rest closer to shared spaces, positioning themselves where calm has returned. Stillness signals safety. In these moments, companionship becomes easier because the environment aligns with the cat's preference for low stimulation. Cats also select spaces based on how sound travels. Rooms with softer acoustics, fewer echoes, or familiar background noises often feel more comfortable. A steady hum, such as distant conversation or quiet movement, can be reassuring when it remains consistent. Sudden silence or sharp sounds tend to draw attention, while gentle ambient noise blends into the background. Lighting influences atmosphere as well. Cats are sensitive to changes in brightness. Soft, indirect light supports rest, while harsh lighting can increase alertness. As daylight fades or lamps replace overhead lights, many cats begin to settle more fully into shared spaces. The gradual change helps signal a shift toward rest. Choosing quiet spaces is an ongoing process. Cats adjust throughout the day, responding to changes as they occur. A room that feels calm in the morning may feel busy later, prompting the cat to move elsewhere. These adjustments reflect an active awareness rather than avoidance. The cat continuously fine-tunes their position to match the atmosphere. This sensitivity extends to emotional tone without requiring interpretation. Cats are not assigning meaning to human feelings. They are responding to sensory information. Changes in breathing, posture, and movement all contribute to the overall environment. When these cues remain gentle, the cat's nervous system stays settled. Over time, cats learn which spaces tend to remain calm and which fluctuate. They develop preferences that align with their need for predictability. A familiar room with consistent energy becomes a reliable resting place. Shared spaces that remain steady often become areas of quiet companionship. For humans, recognizing this sensitivity can deepen understanding. A cat's movement away during busy moments is not rejection. It is self-regulation. Likewise, a cat's return during quiet periods reflects comfort rather than demand. These patterns reveal how closely cats attune themselves to their surroundings. The emotional atmosphere of a home shapes how cats move through it. Calm invites closeness. Stillness supports rest. In these conditions, companionship settles naturally, guided by awareness rather than effort. The shared environment becomes a space where both cat and human can remain at ease, connected through the quiet language of presence. Modern companionship between cats and humans often unfolds during ordinary moments of work and rest. In many homes, work no longer happens in a separate place. Desks appear in bedrooms, dining rooms, and shared living spaces. Cats adapt easily to this arrangement, often choosing to position themselves nearby without interrupting. A cat may settle beside a desk, beneath a chair, or just within sight of a screen. This placement allows them to remain part of the environment while preserving their preference for calm. Desk sleeping is a common expression of this quiet companionship. As humans focus on tasks, cats frequently rest nearby, responding to the steady rhythm of typing, mouse clicks, or quiet concentration. These sounds become familiar cues. The repetitive nature of work-related noise creates a predictable backdrop that supports rest. For the cat, the desk area becomes another familiar resting zone, rather than a source of disruption. Keyboard proximity often surprises people. Cats may choose to sit close to laptops or keyboards, drawn not by the object itself, but by warmth, sound, and routine. The keyboard represents a place of sustained stillness, punctuated by gentle movement. Being near it allows the cat to share the space without demanding attention. The human's focus creates an atmosphere that feels contained and stable. Couch routines offer a similar dynamic during periods of rest. When a person settles onto a couch to read, watch, or relax, cats often join by selecting nearby spots. Some choose the far end of the couch, others the floor or a neighboring chair. These choices reflect a desire to share the moment without altering it. The cat becomes part of the resting arrangement, contributing to the calm without becoming the focus. Shared silence is central to these interactions. Cats are comfortable with long stretches of quiet. They do not require conversation or engagement to feel connected. Sitting together without speaking allows both cat and human to remain present without effort. This silence is not empty. It is filled with familiar sounds, steady breathing, and the gentle passage of time. Time alignment strengthens this form of companionship. As humans work or rest at consistent hours, cats adjust their own rhythms accordingly. A cat may learn when long periods of stillness are likely to occur and choose to rest during those times. This alignment happens gradually, shaped by observation rather than instruction. Over time, the cat's schedule begins to mirror the household's flow. Cats also respond to posture and body language during work and rest. A seated or reclined posture signals stability, movement slows. The environment becomes easier to predict. Cats often take advantage of these moments to settle nearby, knowing that sudden changes are unlikely. The human stillness supports the cat's sense of security. During focused work, cats rarely seek attention. They seem to recognize that the human's attention is directed elsewhere. Instead of interrupting, they remain nearby, observing quietly. This restraint reflects an understanding of shared space. The cat remains connected without altering the activity taking place. Rest periods invite closer proximity. When work ends and the body relaxes, cats may adjust their position slightly, moving closer or choosing more comfortable resting spots. These shifts are subtle. They reflect the cat's sensitivity to changes in pace, rather than a demand for interaction. This companionship benefits both sides. For cats, shared work and rest offer predictable stretches of calm. For humans, the presence of a resting cat can make time feel slower and more grounded. The room feels occupied without feeling busy. The atmosphere softens. Over time, these shared moments become part of daily expectation. A cat resting near a desk or couch becomes a familiar sight. The companionship no longer draws attention to itself. It exists quietly, reinforcing the sense that home is a shared space shaped by mutual awareness. In modern homes, where work and rest often blend together, cats adapt seamlessly. They settle into these overlapping routines with ease, choosing presence over participation. Through shared silence, aligned timing, and quiet proximity, companionship takes shape in the background of everyday life, steady and undemanding. Nighttime companionship often unfolds in ways that are easy to miss, yet deeply consistent. As evening settles and the household grows quieter, many cats begin to adjust their positions. Activity slows, lighting softens, and familiar routines come to a close. These transitions signal a shift in the environment, and cats respond by choosing locations that feel secure and familiar. Night brings fewer distractions, making proximity more noticeable even when no interaction occurs. Many cats choose to sleep nearby without touching. A spot at the foot of a bed, a chair beside it, or the floor within view provides connection without physical closeness. This distance allows the cat to remain aware of their surroundings while resting. Being nearby offers reassurance without overstimulation. The human presence becomes part of the night's quiet landscape. Checking in during the night is another common behavior. Some cats move gently through the home after people have settled, pausing briefly before returning to a resting place. These moments are unhurried. The cat may simply observe, confirm familiarity, and continue on. This quiet monitoring helps maintain a sense of continuity through the darker hours. Returning to familiar spots reinforces stability. Cats often choose the same sleeping locations night after night. These spots are shaped by warmth, scent, and proximity. Over time, the repetition of returning to these places creates a rhythm that spans each night. The environment feels predictable, even as light fades and sound diminishes. Preference for human presence becomes more noticeable at night. When the home grows still, familiar people become central reference points. A cat resting nearby benefits from shared warmth and the steady sound of breathing. These cues help anchor the environment, making it easier for the cat to relax fully. Quiet overnight patterns differ from daytime behavior. Cats may wake briefly, stretch, or reposition themselves, then return to rest. These movements are gentle and purposeful. The cat remains attuned to the environment without becoming active. Nighttime companionship exists within this balance of awareness and rest. Sound plays a subtle role. The quiet of night amplifies small noises, making familiarity even more important. A known presence provides context for these sounds, reducing the need for heightened alertness. The cat's mind recognizes the environment as safe, allowing rest to continue uninterrupted. Lighting also influences nighttime behavior. Low light conditions align with a cat's natural sensory strengths. Cats are comfortable navigating in dim spaces, which allows them to move quietly without disruption. Their ability to see in low light supports gentle monitoring without the need for engagement. Overnight companionship often feels different from daytime closeness. It is less visible, more ambient. The cat's presence blends into the rhythm of sleep, becoming part of the background rather than a focal point. This quiet alignment supports rest for both cat and human. Some cats choose to sleep through the night nearby, while others check in intermittently. Both patterns reflect comfort rather than restlessness. The choice depends on individual temperament and routine. What remains consistent is the preference for familiarity during the longest stretch of stillness. These nighttime habits develop gradually. As cats learn the household sleep patterns, they adjust their own. Over time, the night becomes a shared experience shaped by repeated cues and gentle presence. The cat learns when quiet will last and where safety can be found. For humans, waking to find a cat nearby can feel grounding. The cat's steady presence suggests continuity through the hours of rest. The night passed quietly, accompanied by familiar companionship. Nighttime companionship is defined by subtlety. It does not interrupt sleep or demand attention. It exists through proximity, routine, and shared stillness. In the quiet hours, companionship settles into its most understated form, offering calm without effort and presence without disturbance. Morning rituals provide a gentle sense of continuity, marking the transition from rest to activity in a way that feels familiar to cats. As the household begins to stir, cats often become alert to subtle cues. The shift in breathing, the first movement beneath blankets, or the soft change in light signals that the night is ending. These early indicators arrive before any sound is made. Cats notice them quietly, adjusting their awareness as the environment begins to change. Predictable wake cues play an important role. Cats learn the sequence of morning events through repetition. An alarm sound, the opening of curtains, or footsteps toward a familiar room all become signals that guide expectation. Because these cues tend to follow the same order each day, the transition feels manageable. The world unfolds in a known pattern. Gentle reminders often appear at this time. A cat may sit nearby, watch attentively, or move slightly closer without making contact. These actions are not demands. They are acknowledgements of the shift in rhythm. The cat recognizes that activity will soon begin and aligns their presence accordingly. Sitting and watching is a common morning behavior. Cats often position themselves where they can observe the first movements of the day. From a doorway, windowsill, or nearby surface, they track the flow of activity without becoming involved. This observation helps them update their internal sense of timing and expectation. Following morning paths is another way cats engage with this transition. A cat may walk behind or ahead as familiar routes are taken through the home. These paths, repeated daily, become part of the cat's spatial memory. Following them reinforces understanding of how the day begins and where activity is likely to concentrate. Calm anticipation shapes these moments. Cats are attentive but unhurried. They remain present without urgency, waiting as the routine unfolds. This patience reflects trust in the sequence of events. The cat knows what will happen next and does not need to rush ahead of it. Sound remains soft during these early moments, and cats respond to that quiet. Voices tend to be lower, movements slower. The atmosphere remains gentle. This allows cats to stay nearby without feeling overwhelmed. Morning rituals, when consistent, offer a smooth bridge between night and day. Light changes contribute as well. As natural light increases or lamps are turned on, cats adjust their positions. They may seek brighter spots or remain in softer light depending on preference. These adjustments are small but deliberate, helping the cat remain comfortable as conditions shift. Over time, cats associate mornings with familiarity rather than disruption. The repetition of gentle cues creates a sense of reliability. Each morning resembles the last closely enough to feel safe, even as the day ahead remains unknown. This reliability allows cats to approach the start of the day calmly. For humans, the presence of a cat during morning rituals often goes unnoticed. Yet it adds a layer of steadiness. The day begins accompanied, grounded by a familiar presence that observes quietly. There is no demand to interact, only the comfort of shared space. Morning rituals do not require precision to be effective. What matters is their overall consistency. Small variations are absorbed easily when the broader pattern remains intact. Cats adapt to minor changes as long as the core rhythm holds. These early hours set the tone for companionship throughout the day. By beginning with calm observation and gentle alignment, cats and humans ease into shared activity together. Morning rituals become a quiet affirmation of continuity, marking each new day with familiarity and presence. Cats often serve as emotional anchors within a home, offering stability through predictability and quiet presence, rather than overt reassurance. Their grounding effect begins with routine. Cats move through the day in recognizable patterns, choosing similar resting places, following familiar paths, and responding to established cues. These repeated behaviors create a steady backdrop. When life outside the home feels variable, the cat's consistency offers a sense of order that requires no interpretation. Familiar movements contribute strongly to this effect. A cat stretching in the same spot each morning, settling near the same window in the afternoon, or resting nearby in the evening provides continuity. These small, repeated actions signal that the environment remains intact. The world still follows its usual shape. Predictability reduces stress for cats, and that calm often extends outward. A settled cat influences the atmosphere of a room. Movement slow, the pace becomes gentler. Humans often mirror this calm without realizing it. The presence of a relaxed animal can subtly encourage stillness and ease. Repeated behaviors create safety through recognition. Seeing the same patterns again and again reassures the mind that nothing unexpected is unfolding. This reassurance does not arrive through words or gestures. It arrives through familiarity. The cat's behavior becomes a quiet signal that the space is safe enough to rest. Presence without judgment is another aspect of this grounding role. Cats do not evaluate emotions or respond with commentary. They remain nearby without expectation. This neutrality allows humans to exist without needing to explain or adjust. The cat's presence offers companionship without pressure. During moments of uncertainty or fatigue, this quiet presence can feel particularly stabilizing. A cat resting nearby does not attempt to change the situation. Instead, they remain part of the environment, steady and observant. This constancy can make difficult moments feel less isolating. Rhythm often matters more than reassurance. Cats do not attempt to soothe through action. They soothe through repetition. Their daily cycles provide a framework that continues regardless of mood or circumstance. This persistence offers a sense of continuity that can be comforting in itself. Cats also respond to the overall pace of the home. When activity slows, they settle. When movement becomes gentle, they relax further. Their ability to attune to environmental rhythm helps maintain balance. The shared space feels regulated rather than reactive. The grounding effect of cats is subtle because it does not call attention to itself. It unfolds quietly over time. Many people only recognize it when it is absent. The familiar sounds, movements, and presence of a cat contribute to the emotional texture of the home. Cats anchor emotional space by remaining present through change. Their routines adapt gradually, but their overall patterns remain recognizable. This balance between flexibility and consistency reinforces trust. The environment feels both stable and alive. In shared living spaces, cats often choose positions that allow them to observe without interfering. These placements support awareness without disruption. The cat remains connected to what is happening while preserving calm. Over time, the cat's presence becomes associated with steadiness. Their familiar behaviors act as reference points throughout the day. Even during quiet moments, their existence within the space offers reassurance through continuity. Cats do not offer solutions or explanations. They offer presence. This presence, grounded in routine and familiarity, supports emotional balance naturally. Cats help create environments that feel steady, recognizable, and gently anchored in the rhythms of daily life. Trust between cats and humans develops gradually, shaped by time rather than intention. When a cat enters a new environment or begins sharing space with unfamiliar people, distance is often the first response. This distance is not rejection. It reflects caution and information gathering. Cats rely on observation to understand what is safe. Remaining at a distance allows them to watch without risk, learning how the environment behaves before choosing how closely to engage. Early distance serves an important purpose. It gives the cat control over exposure. By choosing when and where to observe, the cat can regulate sensory input and emotional load. This control helps prevent overwhelm and supports a sense of stability during adjustment. Distance allows the cat's mind to remain calm while forming an understanding of the space and the people within it. Gradual approach follows observation. As patterns become familiar, cats often reduce distance in small increments. A cat may choose to sit closer, remain in a room longer, or pass through shared spaces more frequently. These changes are subtle and easily missed. They reflect growing comfort rather than sudden attachment. Testing boundaries is a natural part of this process. Cats may approach briefly, then retreat. They might accept contact one day and avoid it the next. These variations are not inconsistencies. They are experiments. The cat is learning how interactions feel and whether boundaries will be respected. Each response informs future behavior. Consistency plays a central role here. When humans respond predictably, trust deepens. Respecting space, moving gently, and maintaining routines all reinforce safety. Cats notice when their signals are acknowledged. When distance is honored, closeness becomes more likely over time. Trust grows when the environment remains stable. Sudden changes, forced interaction, or unpredictable behavior can slow the process. In contrast, steady patterns allow trust to accumulate quietly. Each familiar day adds another layer of reassurance. Cats reward consistency with presence. A cat that once remained distant may begin to linger nearby. They may choose shared resting spots or follow familiar paths through the home. These behaviors signal that trust is forming. The cat feels secure enough to remain visible without needing to retreat. Long-term bonding develops through repetition rather than milestones. There is rarely a defining moment when trust becomes complete. Instead, it unfolds through everyday experiences. The cat learns that the environment behaves reliably and the human presence remains steady. This slow pace is essential to the strength of the bond. Trust built gradually tends to be resilient. It adapts to small changes without breaking. Once established, it supports companionship that feels natural rather than fragile. It's important to set realistic expectations. Some cats require more time than others. Individual temperament, past experiences, and environmental factors all influence the pace of trust. Comparing one cat's timeline to another's can lead to misunderstanding. Each bond follows its own rhythm. Cats communicate trust through choice. Choosing to remain nearby, to return to familiar spaces, or to rest within view are meaningful signals. These choices emerge only when the cat feels safe enough to make them freely. Over time, the distance that once felt protective becomes unnecessary. The cat's confidence grows alongside familiarity. Trust settles into the background, no longer needing to be tested. Trust built slowly supports long-term companionship. It allows both cat and human to coexist without tension. The bond rests on understanding rather than expectation, shaped by patience and consistency. In this way, trust becomes part of the shared environment. It does not need reinforcement or display. It exists quietly, formed through time, repetition, and mutual respect. Physical closeness and emotional closeness are not the same thing in feline companionship, even though they are often confused. Some cats enjoy sitting directly on a person, curling into laps, or pressing close for extended periods. Others prefer to remain nearby without touching, choosing adjacent cushions, the foot of a bed, or a spot on the floor within view. Both patterns reflect connection, Neither indicates a stronger or weaker bond. They simply express comfort in different ways. Lap cats are often comfortable with sustained physical contact. They tolerate warmth, pressure, and stillness for longer periods. For these cats, closeness feels regulating. The steady presence of a human body provides heat, familiarity, and a sense of containment. When a lap cat settles in, the behavior reflects trust, but it does not define the entire relationship. Nearby cats express closeness through proximity rather than contact. They choose to remain present while preserving space. Sitting just out of reach allows them to stay connected without engaging their bodies fully. This distance can feel more comfortable for cats who prefer flexibility and control over their positioning. Touch tolerance varies widely among cats. Some cats enjoy brief contact but grow uncomfortable when it lasts too long. Others prefer specific types of touch, such as gentle strokes along the head or back, while avoiding areas that feel more sensitive. These preferences are shaped by temperament, experience, and physical comfort rather than affection level. Affection styles develop through experience. A cat that avoids laps may still follow closely, sleep nearby, or check in frequently. These behaviors demonstrate emotional closeness without physical contact. The cat remains invested in the relationship, choosing presence rather than touch. It is helpful to separate the idea of affection from physical expression. Cats form bonds through familiarity, routine, and shared space. Physical contact is optional within that bond. Emotional closeness emerges through trust, predictability, and mutual understanding, rather than proximity alone. Some cats express closeness by sharing routines, appearing at the same times each day, choosing familiar resting spots near people, or aligning their sleep patterns with household rhythms are all signs of connection. These behaviors often go unnoticed because they lack dramatic interaction. Equal validity is important to recognize. A cat that never sits on a lap may still feel deeply connected. A cat that seeks constant contact may also enjoy independence in other ways. Neither expression is superior. They simply reflect individual comfort and preference. Misinterpreting physical distance can lead to misunderstanding. A cat choosing to sit a few feet away is not withdrawing. They are maintaining a level of closeness that feels right to them. Respecting that choice supports trust and long-term bonding. Emotional closeness also shows itself through awareness. Cats track familiar humans, noticing when they move, settle, or change routines. This attention reflects connection even when physical contact is absent. The cat remains engaged through observation rather than touch. Over time, many cats adjust their comfort with physical closeness. As trust deepens, some cats move closer, while others maintain consistent distance. These patterns reflect stability rather than change. Once a cat finds a comfortable way to relate, they tend to repeat it. Human expectations often shape how closeness is perceived. People may associate affection with touch because it feels tangible. Cats communicate differently. Their relationships are built on coexistence rather than interaction. Recognizing this difference allows companionship to feel more natural. Physical closeness can be comforting, but it is not required for connection. Emotional closeness rests on reliability. A cat that knows what to expect from their environment feels secure. That security supports presence, awareness, and shared time. When physical and emotional closeness are understood as separate but equally meaningful, companionship becomes easier to appreciate. Each cat expresses comfort in their own way. By allowing these expressions to exist without comparison, the bond remains steady and respectful. In this understanding, companionship becomes less about proximity and more about trust. Cats and humans share space according to mutual comfort. Whether close or nearby, the connection remains intact, grounded in familiarity, choice, and quiet continuity. Cats show a quiet flexibility when living alongside human schedules, adjusting their own rhythms to align with the patterns of the household. This adjustment does not happen through instruction. Cats learn by observing repetition. Over time, they begin to anticipate when people tend to wake, rest, leave, and return. These expectations form gradually, shaped by daily consistency rather than conscious effort. As routines stabilize, the cat's own timing begins to mirror what feels familiar. One of the most noticeable adaptations involves sleep cycles. Cats are naturally polyphasic sleepers, resting in short segments throughout the day and night. This structure allows them to shift rest periods easily. When humans follow predictable schedules, cats often redistribute their sleep to remain awake during shared moments and rest during quieter hours. The overall amount of sleep remains similar, but its placement changes. Anticipating routines becomes part of this adaptation. Cats learn the signs that precede certain activities. A change in clothing, a familiar sound, or a shift in lighting signals what comes next. These cues allow the cat to prepare mentally, reducing surprise. Anticipation creates comfort because the environment behaves as expected. Learning household timing extends beyond major events. Cats notice subtle transitions, such as when a room typically becomes active, or when it tends to grow still. They learn how long certain activities last and adjust their own behavior accordingly. This awareness allows them to choose when to rest and when to remain alert. Waiting behaviors often emerge from this understanding. A cat may sit near a doorway before a familiar return time, or rest nearby during expected periods of stillness. These moments are not impatience. They reflect alignment with the household's rhythm. The cat positions themselves where familiarity is most likely to appear. Shared temporal rhythm strengthens companionship. When cats and humans operate on overlapping schedules, shared space becomes easier to maintain. The cat learns when companionship is most likely and adjusts their presence accordingly. This alignment reduces friction and supports calm coexistence. Flexibility remains central to this process. Cats adapt best when routines remain generally consistent but not rigid. Small variations are absorbed easily when the broader pattern holds. A cat learns to tolerate minor changes without stress, as long as the environment continues to behave in recognizable ways. This adaptability reflects a cat's attentiveness. By staying aware of timing, cats reduce uncertainty. Knowing when activity will occur allows them to rest more deeply during quiet periods. The environment feels manageable because its flow is understood. Cats do not need schedules to be exact. They respond to overall rhythm rather than precision. What matters is the predictability of transitions. When the day unfolds in a familiar order, cats adjust naturally, integrating their own needs within the shared timeline. Over time, this shared rhythm becomes internalized. The cat no longer needs to monitor actively. Their body begins to expect certain patterns, aligning rest and wakefulness accordingly. This internalization supports emotional balance and comfort. For humans, this adaptation may appear effortless. A cat resting nearby during work hours or becoming active during evening routines feels natural. Yet it reflects careful observation and gradual adjustment. The cat has learned how to exist within the human world without resistance. Cats also retain their autonomy within this alignment. They do not abandon their natural rhythms entirely. Instead, they blend them with household timing. This balance allows them to remain comfortable while sharing space. The relationship benefits from this mutual accommodation. Adaptation to human schedules is not about obedience. It is about coexistence. Cats adjust because it supports comfort and familiarity. The shared rhythm becomes another layer of companionship, one built on time rather than interaction. In this way, cats and humans come to share not only space, but time itself. Days unfold together, guided by familiar cues and gentle repetition. The result is a quiet synchronization that supports calm, presence, and steady connection. During difficult periods, cats often change their behavior in small, steady ways that reflect presence rather than intervention. These periods might arrive quietly or suddenly. Schedules shift, energy lowers, or the atmosphere of the home becomes heavier. Cats do not interpret these changes in a human sense, but they notice alterations in pace, sound, and routine. Their responses emerge through observation and adjustment, rather than action. One common change is increased proximity. A cat may choose to remain closer for longer stretches of time, resting nearby more consistently than usual. This closeness does not announce itself. The cat simply stays. Their presence becomes more frequent, their chosen resting spots closer to shared spaces. This shift reflects a preference for familiarity during periods of uncertainty. Reduced playfulness is another pattern. During calmer or heavier moments, cats often lower their activity levels. They may engage less with toys or exploration, choosing instead to rest and observe. This reduction mirrors the overall tone of the environment. The cat aligns with the slower rhythm, maintaining balance through stillness. Quiet observation becomes more prominent. Cats may spend longer periods watching without moving, tracking subtle changes in the environment. This attentiveness allows them to remain informed without contributing stimulation. Observation supports calm by preventing surprises. The cat remains aware while conserving energy. Staying nearby longer is often noticeable during transitions. When routines are disrupted or energy levels drop, cats may delay retreating to distant resting places. They remain visible, choosing spots where shared presence feels stable. This extended proximity reflects comfort with familiarity rather than concern. Cats also respond to changes in movement and posture. When humans move more slowly or spend more time seated or resting, cats often mirror this behavior. They settle into the same spaces, matching the pace. This alignment happens without coordination. It emerges naturally from shared rhythm. Stability through presence is the key pattern. Cats do not attempt to alter the environment. They do not seek to distract or engage. Instead, they remain consistent. Their routines may soften slightly, but their overall behavior stays recognizable. This consistency offers a sense of continuity within change. The grounding effect of this presence is subtle. A cat resting nearby does not demand attention or provide reassurance. Yet their steady existence reinforces the idea that some things remain unchanged. Familiar movements, familiar sounds, and familiar positions continue despite shifts elsewhere. Cats often choose quiet spaces during these times, avoiding areas with increased noise or unpredictability. They seek locations where the environment feels controlled and known. These choices help regulate their internal state and support a calm atmosphere. It's important to recognize that these behaviors are not intentional responses to emotion. Cats are responding to environmental cues rather than feelings. Changes in routine, tone, and pace guide their adjustments. Their behavior reflects alignment rather than interpretation. Over time, these patterns become part of the shared experience. The cat's presence during difficult periods blends into daily life, offering steadiness without expectation. Their routines adapt gently without losing their familiar shape. For humans, the comfort of this presence may be felt only in hindsight. The cat's quiet companionship does not call attention to itself. It exists alongside, providing a subtle anchor through continuity. Cats maintain their independence even during these times. They do not abandon their need for space or routine. Instead, they adjust within familiar boundaries. This balance allows companionship to remain calm and sustainable. In shared environments, these quiet adjustments help maintain emotional equilibrium. The cat's behavior supports a steady pace, encouraging rest and reducing stimulation. The environment feels held rather than altered. Cats offer stability by remaining themselves. Their presence during difficult periods is not defined by action, but by consistency. Through increased proximity, quiet observation, and sustained routines, they contribute to a sense of continuity that unfolds gently, without effort or demand. Silence plays a central role in cat companionship, shaping how connection forms and settles over time. Cats are naturally economical with sound. Unlike humans, they do not rely on frequent vocalization to maintain social bonds. Instead, they communicate primarily through posture, movement, and presence. Silence, for a cat, is not an absence. It is a comfortable state in which awareness remains active without strain. Vocal restraint allows cats to conserve energy and reduce stimulation. In quiet environments, there is less need to announce position or intention. Familiar spaces do not require explanation. When a cat feels safe, silence becomes the default. This quietness supports rest while keeping the senses open to subtle change. Communication through stillness is one of the ways cats remain connected. A cat sitting nearby without moving is not disengaged. Their body remains oriented toward the environment, ears responsive, posture relaxed yet attentive. This stillness conveys ease. It signals that the surroundings feel predictable enough to allow rest. Comfort in quiet emerges through repetition. When silence is consistently paired with safety, it becomes reassuring. The cat's mind associates low sound levels with stability. Over time, This association deepens, allowing the cat to settle more fully during calm moments. Mutual low stimulation strengthens companionship. When humans move gently, speak softly, and allow pauses to exist without filling them, cats respond by remaining present. The environment feels balanced. There is no pressure to react or perform. Both cat and human exist within the same low-intensity rhythm. Cats often choose proximity during quiet periods. As sound diminishes, they move closer to shared spaces. The absence of noise removes barriers to closeness. Silence makes presence easier to sustain. The cat does not need to filter competing stimuli, allowing them to rest comfortably nearby. Shared rest is supported by this quiet alignment. Cats are sensitive to sudden sound changes. Loud or abrupt noise can interrupt relaxation, even if it poses no threat. A consistently quiet environment allows deeper rest. The cat's body remains relaxed, conserving energy while maintaining awareness. Silence also allows subtle communication to emerge. Small movements, such as a tail adjustment or a shift in posture, become more noticeable. In quiet spaces, these signals carry meaning without needing amplification. The cat and human share awareness without words. In many homes, silence arrives naturally during certain times of day. Early mornings, late evenings, and quiet afternoons provide opportunities for this low-stimulation companionship. Cats often align their behavior with these periods, choosing to rest nearby when sound levels drop. Cats do not interpret silence as emptiness. For them, it is filled with familiar cues. The sound of breathing, distant ambient noise, or gentle movement provides context. These consistent sounds create a backdrop that feels stable rather than void. When silence is interrupted frequently, cats may adjust by creating distance. This response reflects self-regulation rather than avoidance. By moving away from noise, the cat restores balance. Choosing quiet spaces allows them to remain calm without disengaging entirely. Over time, cats learn which spaces in a home tend to remain quiet. These areas become preferred resting spots. Shared silence in these locations reinforces companionship, allowing connection to exist without effort. For humans, learning to appreciate silence alongside a cat can deepen understanding. There is no need to fill the space with interaction. Allowing quiet to remain intact respects the cat's communication style. The relationship becomes less about exchange and more about coexistence. Silence supports emotional regulation for both cat and human. The absence of constant stimulation allows nervous systems to settle. Shared quiet becomes a form of mutual rest, where presence alone is enough. Cats demonstrate that companionship does not require continuous expression. Connection can exist without sound, movement, or attention. In these moments, silence becomes a shared language, one that communicates safety, familiarity, and ease. There is no need to guide or maintain the companionship. It remains steady, shaped by mutual comfort and the gentle rhythm of shared stillness. Aging together introduces a different rhythm to companionship, one shaped by familiarity, continuity, and shared time. As cats grow older, their pace naturally slows. Movements become more deliberate. Rest periods lengthen, and routines grow increasingly important. These changes do not arrive all at once. they unfold gradually, often so subtly that they are only noticed in retrospect. Within this slower rhythm, companionship takes on a steadier, quieter form. Slower shared routines become central. Older cats tend to follow the same paths through the home, choosing familiar routes that require less effort. These paths often align with human routines that have also settled over time. Morning movements, afternoon rest, and evening quiet begin to overlap more consistently. The day unfolds in a familiar sequence that both cat and human recognize. Increased rest together is another defining feature. Older cats sleep more deeply and for longer stretches. They often choose resting places that feel especially safe and familiar, frequently near people. Shared rest does not require interaction. Simply occupying the same space allows companionship to continue without strain. The presence of a trusted human supports relaxation, while the cat's steady rest contributes to a calm atmosphere. Predictable environments become increasingly important. As sensory perception changes, familiarity provides reassurance. Furniture placement, lighting, and household sounds that remain consistent help maintain comfort. The home becomes a landscape shaped by memory rather than novelty. Within this landscape, companionship feels reliable and secure. Familiar paths through the home take on added significance. Cats often return to the same resting spots, windows, or corners they have used for years. These locations carry layered associations built over time. Choosing these spaces reflects confidence in what is known. The cat's movement through them feels purposeful and calm. Long-term attachment deepens through repetition. Shared experiences accumulate quietly. The cat recognizes patterns not just from day to day, but across years. The presence of a familiar human becomes part of this long-term memory. Companionship is reinforced through continuity rather than interaction. Aging also brings increased sensitivity to change. Older cats may prefer environments that remain steady and predictable. When routines hold, the cat's body and mind remain more settled. Gentle pacing and consistent timing support comfort. Companionship thrives in these conditions, supported by understanding rather than adjustment. Humans often mirror this slower rhythm. As routines become established, movement and activity tend to soften. Shared quiet moments increase. The relationship adapts naturally, guided by mutual familiarity. Neither cat nor human needs to lead this transition. It unfolds on its own. Cats aging alongside humans often display a deeper preference for proximity. They may remain nearby more consistently, choosing to rest where familiar presence is assured. This preference reflects trust built over time. The environment feels safe enough to allow rest without vigilance. Memory plays a subtle role in this stage of companionship. Cats remember routines, spaces, and patterns that have remained consistent. These memories support navigation and comfort. The human presence associated with them reinforces stability. Aging together emphasizes continuity over novelty. New experiences become less important than familiar ones. Shared routines, repeated movements, and known spaces provide a sense of completeness. Companionship rests on what remains steady rather than what changes. In this later rhythm, companionship becomes quieter, but no less meaningful. It is shaped by shared history, mutual recognition, and the comfort of knowing what to expect. The relationship feels settled, grounded in time rather than action. Aging together reflects the long arc of companionship. It is marked by familiarity, trust, and the gentle unfolding of days that resemble one another closely. In this steadiness, connection persists, calm and enduring, woven into the shared life of cat and human. Companionship without demand is one of the defining qualities of living alongside a cat. In many human relationships, connection is often reinforced through interaction. Conversation, reassurance, shared activity, and frequent acknowledgement are commonly expected. Cats approach companionship differently. Their presence does not rely on continual exchange. It exists quietly, without the need for confirmation or response. Cats do not require interaction to feel connected. A cat resting in the same room is not waiting to be engaged. Their companionship is already complete in shared space. The absence of activity does not weaken the bond. In fact, it often strengthens it, allowing both cat and human to remain at ease without obligation. There is no expectation of constant validation. Cats do not seek approval, affirmation, or reassurance through repeated contact. They do not ask to be entertained or emotionally mirrored. This lack of demand creates a low-pressure environment where presence alone is enough. The relationship rests on familiarity rather than performance. Independence is respected within this form of companionship. Cats value autonomy, and healthy bonds allow for movement, rest, and distance without consequence. A cat may leave a shared space and return later without altering the connection. Their independence does not diminish closeness, it supports it. Mutual space plays an important role here. Cats and humans share environments without requiring constant alignment. Each occupies space according to comfort. This coexistence allows both to remain present without intrusion. The home becomes a place where connection does not require negotiation. Low-pressure presence supports emotional balance. When companionship does not ask for anything, it allows the nervous system to relax. There is no need to respond, explain, or adjust. The environment feels steady. This steadiness encourages calm for both cat and human. Cats demonstrate that companionship can exist without exchange. They remain nearby without initiating contact, observing without interfering. This presence is not passive. It reflects awareness and comfort. The cat chooses to stay because the space feels safe and familiar. This style of companionship contrasts with many expectations people bring into relationships. Humans often equate closeness with engagement. Cats offer an alternative model. Connection does not require action. It can exist through parallel existence, where both share space without interaction. For many people, this can feel surprisingly grounding. The absence of demand removes pressure. Being near a cat does not require emotional readiness or energy. The companionship is available regardless of mood or circumstance. This reliability contributes to a sense of stability. Cats also model boundaries within connection. They demonstrate that closeness and space can coexist. A cat may choose proximity one moment and distance the next, without tension. This fluidity supports trust. the relationship remains intact through shifts in position and activity. The low-pressure nature of feline companionship allows time to unfold naturally. There is no urgency to fill moments. Silence is permitted. Stillness is accepted. The environment does not ask for engagement to justify connection. Over time, this form of companionship becomes familiar. The presence of a cat nearby feels normal, expected, and reassuring. The bond exists quietly, without reinforcement. It does not require maintenance through action. Cats also respect human independence in this way. They do not insist on attention. They coexist without interruption. This mutual respect allows both to remain themselves within shared space. The relationship does not demand change. In households where this style of companionship is understood, the atmosphere often feels calmer. Expectations are lowered. Interaction becomes optional rather than required. The home supports coexistence rather than performance. Companionship without demand creates space for rest. Both cat and human settle without needing to engage. The environment becomes a place where presence is enough. This simplicity is often where comfort emerges most clearly. Cats offer a model of connection that does not rely on constant affirmation. Their companionship is steady, available, and undemanding. It unfolds quietly, shaped by shared space rather than interaction. In this way, companionship becomes something that exists rather than something that needs to be maintained. It rests in familiarity, mutual respect, and low-pressure presence. The connection remains steady, woven gently into daily life, without asking anything in return. People often talk to their cats, even when they know the conversation will not be answered in words. This behavior appears across cultures, households, and living arrangements. It happens quietly and routinely, woven into daily life without much reflection. Speaking to a cat rarely serves a practical purpose. Instead, it offers comfort through expression, rhythm, and shared awareness of space. One reason people talk to cats is the ease of one-sided conversation. There is no interruption, no correction, and no need to adjust what is being said. Words can unfold at their own pace. Thoughts can be spoken without shaping them for response. The cat's presence provides an audience without expectation. This absence of interruption creates a sense of ease. The speaker does not need to prepare or explain. The conversation can remain incomplete, repetitive, or light. Cats do not signal impatience or confusion. They simply remain present, allowing speech to exist without pressure. Talking to a cat also supports emotional release. Words often surface naturally when the environment feels safe. Speaking aloud can help organize thoughts or soften feelings without requiring feedback. The cat's quiet presence offers a sense of containment, making expression feel less exposed. Routine vocalization plays a role as well. Many people speak to their cats at the same moments each day. Greeting them in the morning, acknowledging them during meals, or commenting during shared rest creates verbal patterns. These routines anchor speech to familiar points in time, reinforcing continuity. Cats become part of the household soundscape. Their presence invites gentle speech rather than formal conversation. People may narrate simple actions, remark on the environment, or reflect briefly on the day. These sounds are often low and calm, matching the atmosphere cats tend to prefer. Talking to cats can also reflect shared environment awareness. When a person comments on weather, light, or routine, they are acknowledging the space both occupy. The cat does not need to understand the words for the moment to feel shared. The act of speaking reinforces connection through coexistence. Many people notice that they speak more softly to cats than to other people. The tone becomes gentler, slower, and less structured. This shift supports calm. The environment responds to the lowered volume, encouraging stillness. The cat remains nearby, reinforcing the sense that quiet speech belongs in shared space. There is also comfort in speaking without consequence. A cat does not evaluate what is said. There is no expectation of agreement or reassurance. This neutrality allows speech to exist without outcome. The words are not meant to persuade or resolve. They simply pass through the moment. For some, talking to a cat becomes a way to maintain rhythm in solitude. In quiet homes, speech adds warmth without disrupting calm. The cat's presence gives the words a place to land. The sound fills the space gently without requiring response. Cats often respond to these vocalizations not with sound, but with attention. They may turn an ear, shift position, or remain still. These subtle reactions reinforce the sense of being heard without transforming the interaction into dialogue. The connection remains quiet and low pressure. The habit of talking to cats often develops without intention. It grows from repeated moments of shared presence. Over time, speech becomes part of the relationship's texture, as familiar as shared routines or resting nearby. Talking aloud can also help people remain grounded in the present moment. Speaking simple observations anchors attention to what is happening now. The cat, existing fully in the present, reinforces this focus. The environment feels immediate and shared. There is no requirement for these conversations to be meaningful. Their value lies in rhythm rather than content. Words are offered without expectation. The cat's steady presence supports the act itself, not the message. In this way, talking to cats becomes another expression of companionship without demand. The conversation does not seek validation or reply. It exists alongside the cat's quiet awareness, blending into the background of daily life. These spoken moments often go unnoticed until they are absent. The familiar act of greeting a cat or commenting softly on routine becomes part of the home's emotional structure. It supports continuity through sound. Cats do not need to understand language to participate in this exchange. Their role is to remain present. The conversation unfolds within shared space, shaped by familiarity rather than communication. Talking to cats reflects the human desire to connect gently with their environment. It transforms solitary moments into shared ones, even without response. The cat's presence makes speech feel natural and unforced. In these quiet conversations, companionship reveals itself through sound rather than interaction. Words drift through the room, accompanied by a familiar presence. The moment remains calm, contained, and complete, resting comfortably within the shared space of cat and human. Cats living in long-term homes develop deep relationships with space, shaped by memory, familiarity, and repetition. Over time, a home becomes more than a physical environment. For a cat, it turns into a map of known experiences. Rooms, corners, furniture, and pathways acquire meaning through repeated use. This environmental memory allows cats to move through their surroundings with confidence, even when lighting changes or activity levels shift. Preference for known spaces grows stronger the longer a cat remains in one place. Familiar locations offer predictability. A favorite chair, a windowsill, or a quiet corner becomes associated with comfort and safety. These places are not chosen at random. They reflect a history of rest, warmth, and calm that has accumulated gradually. Long-term bonding patterns emerge through this stability. As cats grow familiar with both space and routine, their relationships deepen naturally. The bond is reinforced not through novelty, but through repetition. Each familiar day strengthens trust in the environment and the people within it. Cats often demonstrate this attachment by returning to the same spots repeatedly. These choices are consistent rather than exploratory. The environment feels complete. There is no need to seek new spaces when existing ones already meet comfort needs. This behavior reflects confidence in what is known. Familiar object use is another marker of long-term living. Cats may return to the same blanket, cushion, or piece of furniture over many years. These objects carry scent and memory. They provide continuity even as other elements of the environment change. The object itself becomes a point of stability. Environmental memory also influences movement. Cats learn efficient paths through the home, choosing routes that minimize effort and maximize awareness. These paths often remain unchanged for long periods. Even when new furniture appears, cats adapt gradually, integrating it into their existing mental map. In long-term homes, routines settle deeply. Feeding times, rest periods, and shared moments align predictably. These routines become internalized. The cat no longer needs to monitor actively. Their body expects the day to unfold in familiar ways, supporting relaxation. This stability allows cats to rest more deeply. When the environment behaves consistently, vigilance decreases. The cat's nervous system remains calm, allowing longer periods of uninterrupted rest. The home feels secure because it behaves as expected. Long-term homes also support emotional continuity. The cat associates familiar people with safety and routine. These associations strengthen over time. The presence of trusted humans becomes part of the environment's reliability, reinforcing comfort. As years pass, cats rely more heavily on memory. Familiar spaces help them navigate changes in energy, pace, and routine. Even when physical abilities shift, known environments provide reassurance. The home continues to feel manageable. Cats often demonstrate long-term attachment by choosing to remain visible. They position themselves in shared spaces that have consistently felt safe. This choice reflects confidence. The cat no longer needs to retreat to assess risk. Familiarity has replaced uncertainty. The depth of these bonds often becomes most apparent during transitions. Temporary changes are absorbed more easily when the foundation remains intact. The cat returns to known spaces and routines, restoring balance through familiarity. For humans, the significance of long-term stability may only become clear through observation. The cat's movements appear effortless. Their comfort seems natural. Yet it is the result of years of consistent experience. Cats in long-term homes rarely seek novelty for its own sake. Their interest lies in maintaining equilibrium. New experiences are integrated slowly, without disrupting the core structure of familiarity. The home evolves gently, rather than abruptly. This enduring relationship with space and routine forms the backbone of feline companionship. The cat's trust in the environment allows connection to remain steady. Shared spaces feel lived in rather than occupied. In long-term homes, companionship becomes embedded in memory. The cat and the environment know each other well. Familiarity supports calm, and calm supports presence. Together, they create a sense of continuity that carries quietly through time. Remembered everyday moments are often the quiet foundation of companionship, built from small, repeated experiences that pass without emphasis. These moments rarely stand out on their own. They are not marked by ceremony or intention. Instead, they accumulate gradually, shaping how companionship feels over time. A cat sitting nearby, waiting quietly, or sharing a familiar space becomes part of the background of daily life. Only later does their significance become clear. Sitting nearby is one of the most common of these moments. A cat may choose a spot close enough to remain aware, yet far enough to feel comfortable. This positioning often happens without thought. The cat simply settles where the environment feels right. Over time, this choice repeats, becoming a familiar presence that requires no acknowledgement. Waiting quietly is another pattern that blends into routine. A cat may pause near a doorway, rest in a familiar spot, or remain still while activity unfolds nearby. These moments of waiting are not impatient. They reflect confidence in what usually happens next. The cat trusts the rhythm of the home and remains present within it. Shared naps often form some of the softest memories. Cats resting nearby while humans relax, read, or sleep create moments of parallel stillness. These naps do not require contact. The shared rest itself becomes the experience. Time passes gently, marked by quiet breathing and minimal movement. Repeated habits shape familiarity. A cat choosing the same place at the same time of day, following the same path through the home, or returning to a favored spot after meals builds a pattern that feels comforting. These habits become reliable markers in the flow of daily life. Small recognitions appear within these routines. A cat lifting their head when a familiar sound occurs, adjusting position when someone enters the room, or remaining present during transitions reflects awareness. These gestures are subtle, yet they reinforce connection through acknowledgement rather than interaction. Many of these moments go unnoticed as they happen. Their value lies in repetition rather than intensity. Each instance adds a layer of familiarity. Over time, they form a tapestry of shared experience that feels stable and grounding. The memory of these moments often emerges during change. When routines shift or quiet spaces feel empty, the absence highlights what was once constant. The cat's presence had become part of the environment's emotional structure. Cats contribute to these memories simply by being themselves. They do not perform or seek attention. Their behaviors remain consistent, shaped by comfort and routine. This consistency allows moments to settle naturally into memory. Waiting quietly during transitions, such as when someone prepares to leave or returns home, becomes part of the day's rhythm. The cat's presence during these moments provides continuity. The environment feels accompanied rather than empty. Shared naps also reinforce time spent together without effort. These periods of rest align schedules briefly, creating pockets of shared stillness. The memory of these moments often carries a sense of calm long after they pass. Repeated habits become familiar markers. A cat settling into the same place each evening or greeting the morning in the same way builds expectation. These habits ground the day, offering gentle structure. Small recognitions deepen awareness. A cat's glance, pause, or slight movement reflects attention without demand. These moments acknowledge shared space without altering it. Over time, these everyday experiences become associated with comfort. They form a quiet archive of companionship, remembered not through specific events, but through atmosphere. For humans, these memories often surface unexpectedly. A familiar spot remains warm. A routine moment feels quieter than usual. The recollection carries emotion without explanation. Cats shape these memories through presence rather than action. Their contribution is steady, subtle, and unremarkable in the moment. Yet it leaves a lasting impression. Everyday moments define companionship, not through intensity, but through continuity. Sitting nearby, waiting quietly, sharing rest, and repeating habits build a shared history that feels gentle and enduring. In these remembered moments, companionship reveals its true shape. It is not loud or demanding. It lives in small, consistent choices that, over time, become deeply familiar. As this time together draws to a close, the idea of companionship can rest where it began, in quiet familiarity. Living alongside a cat is rarely defined by moments that stand apart. It unfolds through shared space, steady rhythms, and the gentle repetition of ordinary days. Cats do not rush connection or demand recognition. They remain present, allowing life to move forward at a pace that feels natural. Companionship, in this form, does not ask to be noticed. It settles into the background, shaped by routines that return each day and spaces that remain familiar. A cat resting nearby, observing quietly, or moving through known paths becomes part of the home's atmosphere. Over time, this presence feels inseparable from the place itself. Life continues to change, yet these steady patterns persist. The cat remains, adapting gently while preserving what feels known. Shared mornings, quiet evenings, and long stretches of calm create a sense of continuity that carries through time. Nothing needs to be added or explained. The connection already exists. In this coexistence, companionship becomes something that supports rest rather than effort. There is no expectation to interact or respond. Presence alone is enough. The home feels grounded through familiar movements, soft sounds, and the quiet awareness of another being sharing the space. As you settle into rest, it may be comforting to remember that companionship can be simple. It can exist without words, without touch, and without demand. It can arrive through shared stillness and remain quietly through the night. Thank you for spending this time with Cats for Sleep. Wherever you are, and however your evening is unfolding, may the familiar rhythms of comfort continue to surround you. May rest arrive gently, supported by calm, presence, and the quiet companionship that asks nothing in return.